Hello guys, welcome back. Listen, stay with me until the end that you will know where the US dollar is going. All right, what I say by this is you're gonna have a feeling of what the direction that the US dollar is actually going and what's gonna happen or have happened already with the RBA. All right, so stay with me until the end. That we will discuss about those two topics today. All right, I hope everyone is having an amazing week. We've started the Monday with the right foot, as you know, some of the coaches like to say. The right way to start is with the right foot. Now, we didn't have much happening yesterday. I have the economic calendar here. I'm going to double check that, but we only had the Spanish unemployment change and the Services PMI and the Compose PMI for Europe coming higher than expected, making some good gains for Europe. But good for them, good for Europe. Now, please give us a thumbs up on this video, and if you have any questions, please put down at the description of the video and I will definitely answer you. And if you haven't watched yet our last podcast, it's live with Adrian right from Canada, and we're talking about the gold, the Supercycle that is happening on gold. So if you are a gold trader or if you like to follow gold, because I know 100% of you guys like to, so go to ACY YouTube channel and go for I think that's the last video we've posted or second last video we posted. You will see ACY podcast or ACY cast, Adrian, Supercycle, commodity Supercycle. All right, now let's move on. So what is happening on this week, right? As I've mentioned, it is happening quite a few things, but the most important ones are the Bank of England on the rate of decision of the rates, as well as the RBA, the Reserve Bank of Australia, today at 2:30 p.m. Why am I doing this prior the happening of the RBA? Right now at Sydney is 2 o'clock and we have 27 minutes until the release of the rate decision. But I want to show you, I haven't yet time on time Sydney now. I'm going to zoom in 2:04, all right, 2:04 p.m. Why am I doing this? Because I want to show you how strong the fundamental analysis is. All right. First of all, soon as the RBA releases the data, all right, well, the rate statement, the Aussie dollar will go up. All right, the Aussie dollar will go up. The second minute that the RBA releases the RBA minutes, the rate statement, it's when they upload to the website so all the market participants can see what they've talked about on the rate decision meeting. The market will notice that actually something is happening and is to have more strength to the Aussie dollar. My middle target is on 0.67 for the midterm target. I'm not planning to get this hit by today or tomorrow, but I know that in the the midterm, let's say 2 weeks, it will be probably in that level. All right. But why? Why do I know this? Well, simply because I was talking even with Peter Pan today, and we were discussing that. Why is Australian dollar strong? Why? Because retail sales are going down. We've just had retail sales today, and I can show you to you the numbers here. Retail sales month over month was a negative 0.4%, as the consensus was negative 0.2%, and that was quite interesting because I thought it would be coming higher, well, or at least as expected, because inflation last month was higher as well. So very, very interesting on what's happening here. But why is I'm thinking of a higher Australian dollar for the next 2 weeks? First of all, China. Second of all, US dollar. And third of all, RBA. There's three things that actually moves the Australian dollar. All right. The first is China. Australia and China does have a big balance sheet between both countries. So that means a big BOP, balance of payment. So they do send, they do import and export things from each other because they are big producers and they are close to each other. So that reduces the cost of shipping, right? Shipping products, goods, and so on. So that's the first thing. And Australia did had a rally on commodities. Therefore, China buying those commodities is on a BOP. So it is a balance of payment. China exchanging Chinese yuans to Australian dollars. But notice that the Chinese yuan right now, it's very strong, okay, against the US dollar, to be honest with you guys. In the last 2 months or a month and a half, if I'm not wrong. Second is third is the RBA. First is the China. Second is the Australian dollar, the US dollar. Whatever the Australian dollar does is 100% opposite of what the US dollar is doing. It doesn't matter if it's Aussie dollar or it doesn't matter if it's Aussie JPY. It's sort of an arbitrage, a triangular arbitrage. So what does that mean is when we have three currencies, one of the top, that means Australian dollar. In the modern here, we can have JPY, Euro, Pound, whatever. We'll do the quotation for the Australian dollar. And then here we have the US dollar. So whatever the US dollar is doing, the Australian dollar, we do the opposite. It doesn't need to be as, just say, it doesn't need to be Aussie dollar against US dollar. Whatever the US dollar does, Australian dollar will do the opposite. That has been seen already for quite a long time, okay? And this is the conversation I had with Peter Pan today. So it's very interesting on what's happening around Australia. And I do continue to believe that Australian dollar can still have some strength coming to the end, all right? So, but for now, coming to the end, I mean coming to now, all right? Coming to today. Okay, second thing is US dollar and the USA in general, okay? We will have a webinar tonight, all right? I can't stress enough, you guys should participate on the webinar on Tuesday. You should be in there, 5 to 6 p.m. on Australian time, free, no charges, no costs, nothing, all right? Good knowledge, good content, good people, good vibes for you there every Tuesday and Thursday. But if you want to know more about what is actually happening on USA, then I 100% invite you to be present, to be there tonight, to this afternoon, all right, let's say. But anyways, as I was saying, the US dollar is quite interesting on what's happening. I've seen the personal spending growing and the business spending decreasing. So if I'm going to show tonight, so if you want to be there, you will see the chart. So basically, it's personal spending like that, okay, and business spending coming down here, sort of across, something like this, all right? What does that mean? That means that people continue to spend the money that they don't have. By where? By credit. So credit expenditure in US is still very high. So that means that if they still spending credit, even the business don't want to spend credit, do you actually think that they have money on savings account, debit basically? Do you think they have debit? I don't think they do. And if they don't and they continue to go living paycheck by paycheck, that's going to have a big impact on the economy, and it will be a disaster, okay, for the whole economy. All right, guys, so if you want to know more about what I've just discussed, then tonight's webinar is for you. So afternoon webinar is for you. Again, 5 to 6 p.m. Today. Just register. Down at the description of this video, you will find the link, or you can directly go to the ACY website and go to learn, and then webinars and seminars, and wait for the page to load, and then you can register for today's one on my name. All right, guys, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, send this content to your friend. I guarantee that he will thank you for giving good content out there for free. Any questions, please put down in the comments, and I see you in the next one.